KSC Presents. Dying wife tells husband secret of why they never argued. Marriage is full of love, acceptance, understanding, and compromise, but it can also be full of frustration, arguments, and anger. When two people decide to get married, they make the decision to stay with each other through thick and thin. When a couple can't work through their troubles, they have the option to divorce. Instead of getting a divorce from her husband, this wife learned a valuable lesson at a young age that helped her get through the worst times in her marriage. Every single person hopes to find the person that they want to spend the rest of their lives with, and if they're lucky, they end up marrying that person. This couple spent decades of their lives together, and according to each of their memories, they had never been in a fight or even raised their voices at one another throughout the entirety of their marriage. Unlike so many other couples, this couple had figured out a secret that made things a bit easier. But none of the people in their lives had any idea why they had gotten along so well for so many years. In fact, only one person in the whole world understood what their secret to a happy marriage was, and that was the wife. Before she got married, the wife received some invaluable words of wisdom from her grandmother. Her grandmother understood that every relationship has its ups and downs. Her grandmother explained to her that if she wanted to be happy in her marriage, then she should never argue with her husband. The wife heard what her grandmother had told her, and she carried that with her throughout her marriage. Because she never argued with her husband, the couple lived in peaceful matrimony for decades. She followed her grandmother's advice, so she had a happy marriage with her husband. The couple also made sure to always be honest with each other, and they didn't keep secrets from one another either. Well, that was true most of the time. Despite the fact that they always talked about their problems and they shared everything with one another, there was one shoebox in the closet that her husband was forbidden from looking at. He kept his word to his wife and was never tempted to look inside. They spent many happy years together, but just as time turns, people age. Unfortunately, once the woman got into her 80s, she became weak and frail. She was admitted into the hospital and told by the doctors that she didn't have much time to live. Concerned about how her husband might react when he found the box after she passed away, she decided to finally tell him what was in the box. His wife gave him some instructions and directed him to the shoebox in the closet. Listening to his wife, the man returned home from the hospital, opened the box that was up in the closet, and found 2 crochet dolls. He found a pile of money in the box, as well. $95,000 to be exact. Confused by the contents of the box, the husband returned to the hospital to see his wife. He sat down next to his wife and asked about what he found inside the box. When we were to be married, she explained, my grandmother told me the secret of a happy marriage was to never argue. She told me that if I ever got angry with you, I should just keep quiet and crochet a doll. The man, who became consumed by the emotional beauty of what his wife was telling him, began to cry. There were only 2 dolls inside of the box, which meant that she was only mad at him 2 times during the entire course of their marriage. He said, honey, that explains the dolls, but what about all of this money? Where did it come from? He looked at his beautiful old wife lying in the hospital bed with tears in his eyes. Still deeply saddened by her illness, the old man was filled with joy thinking how happy he made her for all those years. Oh, all that money in the shoebox? The wife said. That's all the money I made from selling all of the other dolls. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe.